The requirements for life preservers and rafts when flying over water. So in plain terms, you have to have a life preserver or a raft enough for each person on board if you're going to be flying past a distance where you can glide to shore in the event of an engine failure. Some additional specific rules that you have to know are that if you're going more than 50 nautical miles from shore, you must carry a life preserver for each person on board. So 50 nautical miles from shore, life preserver for each person on board. If you're going more than 100 nautical miles from shore, you have to have a life raft big enough to accommodate everybody on board. So 100 nautical miles from shore, life raft. You would also need a life raft if you're going more than 30 minutes from shore at cruise speed. So either the 100 nautical miles or 30 minutes from cruise speed, whichever distance is less. So a quick memory aid. How many nautical miles do you go from shore before you need a life preserver for each person on board? 50 nautical miles from shore, you need a life preserver for each person on board. How many minutes from shore and or nautical miles from shore before you need a life raft on board big enough to hold everybody that you have on your aircraft? 30 minutes from shore or 100 nautical miles from shore. And I'd also just like to state that this rule is specific to single-engine aircraft. There's different rules for multi-engine aircraft, but I'm not going to go into it since this is just for PPL study prep. Thanks for listening.